أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين. To celebrate someone's birthday is one should make sure that number one, they don't commit forbidden acts like music, mixed gathering, let's say indecent way of looking, if it's in a mixed gathering, no hijab, for example, makeup, and so forth. And also, if we can turn this birthday, let's say, with the dhikr of Ahlul Bayt, so reciting manqabat nasheed, to mention, let's say, fada'il of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, to make sure that this gathering doesn't go for nothing. At least we gain some kind of a bit of knowledge, a bit of joy with the dhikr of Muhammad wa Muhammad salamullah alayhi.
Salamullah alayhim. Thank you very much, Shaykhna. Moving on from WhatsApp, what type of fish is halal?
Basically the ones which had scales on the body of the fish. So it's a thin, transparent scales. If that is with the fish, then it means that this fish is halal. But if it was just a smooth skin without scales like dolphins and sharks, then that's of course would be forbidden.
Thank you very much, Shaykhna. Just a quick reminder to the dear viewers at home to learn, to send in your questions, to learn so that we can all gain the knowledge that we require, that we need about the Ahlul Bayt, about our religion, about our faith. All you need to do is call with the number shown below over here, 0203 515 0199, or send in your questions with the WhatsApp number over here, 0741 509 2155, or scan the QR code for a quick shortcut. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you can send in your questions over there. Shaykhna, carrying on from WhatsApp. Sorry, let me just take this out. Shaykhna, sorry. From WhatsApp, from YouTube, can women do ablution without covering their heads?
Yes, if you're at home, let's say by yourself or with your family members, you can perform ablution without covering your head. That's straightforward. Yes, to cover your head is only obligatory when it's the time of prayers and salah. So in salah time, you have to make sure that as a lady, you cover your head, your body, and what can be visible is your face, your hands, and both feet can be visible if there's no, of course, strangers or mahram around. So otherwise the whole body should be covered from head to just before the feet. Otherwise, yes, in wudu, yes, you can be uncovered and you do your wudu, and you wipe on your head as usual without the scarf.
Understood. Thank you very much, Shaykhna. And then from YouTube, what to do when a wife has no respect?
Well, patience again. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he had some of his wives where they have caused lots of trouble to him, and he had patience. Of course, he advised them, he admonished them. So patience with advice and admonishments would inshallah help.
Inshallah. Thank you very much, Shaykhna. Just a quick reminder to the dear viewers at home, we are now roughly 5 minutes into the episode. So make sure to send in your questions before it is too late and you'll have to wait till next week's episode. Not next week's episode, no, this week's episode on Thursday at 7 p.m. So of course, make sure to tune in live for that episode on Thursday at 7 p.m. But more importantly, send in your questions now. To send in your questions, all you need to do is call in with the number shown below over here, 0203 515 0199, or send in your questions with the WhatsApp number over here, 0741 509 2155, or scan the QR code for a quick shortcut, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can send in your questions there. Sheikhna, from WhatsApp, how to perform Salat al-Tahajjud?
The other name of the tahajjud is Salatul Layl or Namaz al-Shab, which means you pray 8 rak'ah first, like morning prayers. So 2 times 4 times, so that's 8. And then you have 2 rak'ah of shafa', and then you have 1 rak'ah of witr. That's basically the Salatul Layl, or as they call it, tahajjud.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then also from WhatsApp, can I pray in congregation with the Sunnis at work or school?
Praying behind any imam, even if he was a Shi'i imam, you have to make sure that you gain or you establish the adala and the justiceness of that imam, let alone if he's not a Shi'i. So you cannot pray behind a Shi'i imam who you are not sure if he's just or not just. And justiceness means somebody who doesn't commit often sins, and especially the major sins. So in this case, you have to establish the adala, let alone to be a non-Shi'i, in which of course you can't pray behind them. So you have to pray by yourself.
Understood. Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, do I have to break my fast if I have long shifts of work during Ramadan?
That's not an excuse. No, you can't break it. You still have to fast, and the idea of fasting is that you have to basically go through that process of feeling to be hungry and thirsty, and that's the wisdom behind fasting. To remember the thirst and the hunger of the Day of Judgment, to remember the thirst and the hunger of those deprived people who spent many months in the war zones without food, without drink, in a barren land, in the tents. So that's the idea, is to feel that difficulties, so that you can share part of your wealth for those who are in need. And to remember, of course, the Day of Judgment and the heat and the thirst of the Day of Judgment, Qiyamah.
Understood. Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then also from WhatsApp, can I invest in cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Ethereum?
There's a different opinion between the scholars. Some would say it's forbidden, some would say it's allowed. So again, it's difficult to give a clear fatwa with this regard. So yes, it's difficult. It's a new platform for trading, and that's why there's some kind of research is going on within the ulama circles to find out exactly how it works.
Understood. Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, can a Shia marry a Sunni or a non-Muslim?
Non-Muslim, for a male Shi'i, he can marry only Ahlul Kitab, in other words. But for the Ahlul Sunnah as well, if he's a Shi'i male, again, he can marry from a non-Shi'i Muslim girl. Again, that's also allowed. But in anyhow, the advice is that you have to make sure that you make the right decision. The hadith says, "Man taradawna khuluqahu wa dinahu fazawwijuh." If somebody comes and asks for the marriage, make sure that he has deen, means the true faith and religion, and akhlaq, morality. So if the other side, the opposite side, hasn't got the complete faith that you have, then you're gonna be in trouble of your next offspring and generation. Are they gonna be raised with their belief or your belief? That's the problem.
Okay.
Yes, you're gonna face this difficulty definitely one day, unless you convert them, and that's fine.
Understood. Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, does it consider as an extramarital affair if a married man does a temporary nikah?
You see, in overall, the Holy Quran states with regards to the marriage, mathna wa thulath wa ruba', that a man can marry 2, 3, and 4. So up to 4, they are allowed to marry as a long-term marriage. So marriage is there for a man who is capable, who is able, who there is a, let's say, situation that he needs to have a second wife for any reason now. But of course, adala or justice is again something that the Quran mentions. Allah ta'adilu fawahid. If you can't be just, then keep it one. Because you have to divide your time and nights with the second, third wife, and so forth. So in overall, marriage depends on how much there's a need for it. It's important that one should use their wisdom rather than their lust. Sometimes the lust would overwhelm one's desires. So it depends, as again said before that. You have to make sure that you protect your main marriage, the first marriage.
Understood.
And don't ruin your life in this way.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then also from WhatsApp, in the airport, I was praying while the plane was boarding. Then they called my name and I cut my prayer short and I went to the plane. Do I need to redo my prayer?
If you cut, yes, you have to repeat it again. Which means you have to pray again.
Pray again.
If it's inside the time, ada. Outside, you didn't pray it, of course, you committed a sin. You have to pray qada, because if there isn't enough time to pray inside the aeroplane and you just said, I can't pray in the aeroplane, it's difficult. And when you reach the destination, you didn't pray it, qada, you have to pray as qada.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, during Ramadan, I was fasting, but I accidentally swallowed a bit of toothpaste. Does this break my salah?
If it's unintentional, it should be fine. Unintentional. And when you use the toothpaste, you knew that it's not going to go inside your throat. So with those conditions, there's no issue with it.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, what is the best dua to recite if one wishes to get a job?
I always advise this dua al-amin. Again, ya man tuhal bihi uqad al-makarih. It helps with many of different cases of hajat and needs. If you read the first two lines of just before the dua starts, it mentions a couple of hajat that one is in need of. And of course, if you continue every day, inshallah, you will get what you need, inshallah, with this blessed dua. Ya man tuhal bihi uqad al-makarih. That's how it starts.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, I found £10 on the streets in London. What can I do with it? Can I keep it or do I have to give it to charity?
Yes, give it to charity. Tasaddaq bih.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then also from WhatsApp, is it possible to do the nikah without your father's blessing or presence, as he's left you and because he turned away from Islam lately and treats you disrespectfully?
The Holy Quran states, وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, to be good with your parents. So if you can somehow invite them to the wedding, this is one of the wishes of the parents, to see their sons and daughters are getting married. That's the moment they've been waiting for the past 20, 30 years. So try to somehow invite them and ask them to attend. Otherwise, you've done your best.
Yeah. Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. Just a quick reminder to our dear viewers at home. We will shortly be going on a break, but before that, I believe the Sheikh has something he would like to say to us. Sheikhna, over to you.
Yes, indeed, there's a prophetic narration in which he states, sallallahu alaihi wa alihi, إنكم لن تسعوا الناس بأموالكم. You cannot contain people, encompass people with your wealth. You cannot attract people towards yourself with the wealth. Many people are wealthy, but you would see people distance themselves from those individuals. They live in mansions, separated, I don't know, in areas, posh areas, away from the other people. But the Prophet says, فَسَعُوهُمْ بِأَخْلَاقِكُمْ. Then encompass them or contain them with your akhlaq, with your morality. What attracts people towards others, especially those who have some kind of position in the society, a scientist, a teacher, a doctor, for example, a scholar, for example, is the akhlaq. Akhlaq attracts people towards each other. So contain them with your akhlaq.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna, for the nice words. Just a just to our dear viewers at home, as I have just said, we will now be going on a break. So make sure to send in your questions while we are on a break, and inshallah, we see you after the break.
I have a question regarding keeping pictures of
Is it
scholars at
permissible to
home.
plant trees by or
Was
over
Islam
the graves?
established based on peace and
Is it permissible
non-violence?
to collect donations for charity projects from
Is it permitted
individuals?
to consume canned food imported from non-Muslim
Is there an
countries?
issue for men looking at non-Muslim women?
To have your questions answered live, WhatsApp us on +44 7415 092155.
For those interested in an Islamic law book by Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Al-Shirazi, please WhatsApp the Ahkam SOS team at the following number to place your order today: +44 7415 092155. The Islamic law book, available exclusively in hard copy, contains religious questions answered by Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Al-Shirazi. Order your hard copy today.
Welcome back after the break to Ahkam SOS, the show where we discuss various Islamic topics, practices, and principles. I hope that during the break you managed to send in your questions. If you have not yet done so, please do so now. Otherwise, you will have to wait till our next episode, which will be on Thursday at 7 p.m. So, of course, make sure to tune in for that episode. But more importantly, send in your questions now, and inshallah, the Sheikh will be here to answer them for you. To send in your questions, all you need to do is call in with the number shown below over here, 0203 515 0199, or send in your questions with the WhatsApp number over here, 0741 509 2155, or scan the QR code for a quick shortcut, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can send in your questions there. Shaykhna, carrying on with the questions from YouTube. I'm getting 150 grams of gold bar. Do I have to pay zakat? How much zakat do I have to pay? And do I pay zakat every year?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. There's a specific threshold in terms of the gold and silver. I don't think the 150 grams would be for the one to pay for the zakat. It's more than that. I don't know how many kilograms exactly,
Okay.
but there is a specific amount mentioned for the wajib zakat to be paid on silver and gold as well. And the type of the silver and gold. Is it the raw gold, or is it the one that is now in the jewelry shop, for example? So there are conditions for it mentioned in the books of the ulama's risala.
Understood. Thank you very much, Shaykhna. And then from WhatsApp, can one recite Surah At-Tawheed more than once in a prescribed salah? For example, Salat al-Maghrib in each rak'ah.
No, you have to recite one surah each. So only once, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't do it more than once?
No, just once.
Okay, thank you, Shaykhna. And then from YouTube, are we allowed to travel in the auto-drive cars that drive themselves without a human driving?
I mean, it depends how safe are these cars. I mean, it depends. If there's no severe risk and harm, then should be fine. Like the cars that we drive. Sometimes 80, 90 miles per hour, some people drive in the motorways, highways. It depends.
Understood. Okay, thank you very much, Shaykhna. And then from WhatsApp, if two marājiʿ give different rulings on using social media, how does an ordinary person know who to follow?
Well, you follow the marja' that you follow. So who you follow, he's your marja'. You take the verdict from that marja'. We have a marja' who says, for example, the classical music is allowed. Others say, no, it's not allowed and not permissible. One alim says the people of the book or the Ahl Kitab are pure. The other says they are impure, and so forth. Each have reached to a conclusion that, for example, this narration would drive us towards specific ruling. The other would not accept this narration, and so forth. So you have to follow the alim that you are following his verdicts and fatwa.
Understood. Thank you very much, Shaykhna. And then from WhatsApp, I performed wudu, but my hands touched a non-Muslim dog. Is it invalid?
Yes, in terms of the wudu is fine, but there's impurity. There's a cross-contamination with an impure item or impure substance and that is the dog. As you know that we have najasat,
Mhm.
impurities. One of them is the dog and pig. So these are the two only animals in the world that they are inherently impure. So yes, you have to wash your hand. Otherwise, the wudu is valid. There's no issue with it. So just wash it, and if your hand or the body of the dog was wet, that's important. If it's dry, that everything's fine.
It's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
No need to
Thank
wash.
you. Yeah. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. Sheikhna, it seems now we have a phone call. Let's see what they ask. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How are you doing, dear brother?
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. You have a question for the Sheikh?
Yes.
Ask away.
While fasting, I accidentally swallowed toothpaste while brushing my teeth. Does this break my fast?
Great question. Let's see what the Sheikh has to say. Sheikhna, our dear brother is asking, while fasting, he accidentally swallowed a bit of toothpaste, and does that break his fast?
As mentioned before, that if one was sure that when he brushes his teeth while fasting, nothing would go inside. So if this happened unintentionally, accidentally, that's fine. The fast is valid.
Only if it's unintentionally.
And he knows that it wouldn't go. So let's say I have control over my, brushing in a way that I know that it's not going to go through inside the throat. So in this case, it's fine. The fast is valid.
Understood. Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And thank you very much to our dear brother for calling in and asking that question. Inshallah, you learnt what is correct, and hopefully that didn't invalidate your fast, only if you did it unintentionally. To all the dear viewers at home, as you can see, our dear brother called in and managed to skip the questions, the loads of questions that are in front of me, the list of questions that are in front of me, skip the queue completely and asked the Sheikh directly, and the Sheikh answered him there and then. So to get your answers there and then, all you need to do is call in with the number shown below over here, 0203 515 0199. Or if you're a bit shy or hesitant, just send in your questions with the WhatsApp number over here, 0741 509 2155, or scan the QR code for a quick shortcut. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you can send in your questions there. Sheikhna, carrying on from WhatsApp, is it haram to shake hands with the opposite gender at work, even if you might get fired?
The hadith says, لا يطع الله من حيث يعصى. You cannot obey someone where you would commit a sin as a result. So let's leave the shaking hand. If they give you a glass of wine, would you drink it? If you don't drink it, they're going to fire you.
Yeah.
You'll definitely resign before they fire you.
Yeah.
So sin is a sin, be it a shaking hand with the opposite gender, drinking a cup of wine, or beer, or any kind of, or let's say eating a hamburger, ham, again. So at the end of the day, what is important is Allah's obedience, Allah's words, and His instructions. So the same applies with today's world, that if they give you, let's say, 50 grams of, God forbid, drugs, would you go and sell it in the street, for example? No. You don't want to go against the law.
But
the
some
law
people
says
need
it's
to
not
make a living, Sheikhna.
Well, that's wrong. That's now, you cannot make a living out of haram, out of forbidden acts, because you're going to be caught by the police, and then court, and then, God forbid, prison. So the same applies. Allah Azza wa Jalla is the wise, is the creator of this world. So when He says something is forbidden, we have to fulfill Allah's instructions, and especially when it's to do with rizq and sustenance, He will sustain you. So leave this job and get somewhere else, if that would lead towards the act of haram, of course.
Understood. Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from YouTube, if someone misses prayers due to health problems, how do they make them up?
As said before, again, with every obligatory daily prayers, you pray afterwards the qada. So let's say you have 2 rak'ah of Fajr prayers, you pray the obligatory prayer, and then afterwards you pray the 2 Fajr prayers as qada. And the same applies to the Dhuhr and Asr. Maghrib and Isha prayers. Again, after those two prayers, the wajib ones, the daily ones, you pray again another Maghrib and Isha as qada, and Dhuhr and Asr and qada, and so forth, till they finish. That's the easiest way, basically, more convenient, rather than praying, I don't know, 30, 40 days of, let's say, morning prayers or Dhuhr Asr. It's going to take long, and you're going to get tired.
Understood. Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from YouTube, is the Islamic heritage that is in Grenada, Spain, belongs to all Muslims?
I'm not sure really about this issue. It's something we have to find out. It needs more research. But yes, of course, Muslims came, they conquered the south of Spain, and they also moved towards the north of Spain. I think they've reached outer skirt of France, but they were, of course, defeated by the French or the Europeans in overall. So yes, there's a heritage of the Muslims in there. I think there's a mosque and so forth. And even some of the words are similar to us. So they have some of the words in Spanish is taken from Arabic words.
Yeah, some of it is similar. I've seen.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from YouTube, is it obligatory to pray on a turbine?
What is important that the one should pray on something that is known as earth. So be it a pebble, rock, sand, the soil, the dried soil, for example, anything that known to be as land or earth, ard. And if that is not available, of course, you can pray on non-edible, let's say leaves, tree leaves, or the grass, for example, or wood, for example.
Okay, thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, if I don't have access to water for wudu, can I use a wet wipe or a sanitizer?
It has to be water in somehow.
Okay.
Even small drops would be fine. Small drops of water. I mean, if you have, let's say, a cup, half cup of water, a small cup of water would do the job. So you don't have to rinse lots of water to fulfill the wudu. So even half cup, sometimes it works.
Okay.
Or quarter of a half a liter bottle would even do the job.
What about, Sheikhna, what about tayammum?
As long as you have water, you cannot switch to tayammum. No, you can't.
Okay. So which one is better? A wet wipe, so wipes, or tayammum?
No, of course, if the wipe has enough water to be able to use, then that's fine. But if it's just a wetness, that's not going to be enough. I mean, you have to squeeze it, in other words, to get that few drops for your wash, because you're going to wash your face and both arms. So you need amount of water, reasonable water, drops of water, to make sure that you're washing and you're not just wiping or rubbing like a cream.
Yeah, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, can I use an asthma inhaler while fasting?
Yes, you can.
Okay, thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, do I have to pay khums on gifts I receive from my family?
If you haven't used it for the whole year and the day of your khums annual day approaches and you haven't used them, then yes, of course you have to pay khums. If you open them and use them, no, there's no khums in it.
Understood, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, quite an interesting question. Can parents force their children to marry someone they don't want to?
No, there's no forced marriages in Islam at all. They can't enforce the sons or daughters to marry a specific individual.
They can't force it.
They can't force it, and even the marriage would not be valid if they do the nikah contract.
Okay.
Sometimes in some cases it would be invalid. Without the consent of the girl, you cannot. You can't push her and force her to get married and so forth.
But
sometimes the problem with the nikah contract as well.
But Sheikhna, what about bir al-walidain, where you have to listen to your parents?
Yes, respect them, but say to them, I cannot get married to this individual. They can't force you. Sometimes it's the opposite.
Okay.
The walidain or the parents would cause trouble to the son. Sometimes we think it's just one-sided. It's two-sided.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, can I pray Salatul Witr while I'm driving?
Yes, in terms of the mustahab salah, even Salat al-Layl and Witr and so forth, you can, while you're driving and you recite the surah and you point towards the sujood and ruku'. So yeah, that can be done while driving, that's fine. Walking, driving, yes you can.
Understood.
The Qibla is not
Yeah.
something compulsory towards the Qibla, so it doesn't matter.
It's not
It doesn't
compulsory.
matter, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can be facing any direction.
Any direction, yeah, for the mustahab. So.
Okay, thank you, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, can me and my brother marry two sisters?
What is forbidden is for that husband to have two wives who are sisters. That's
Okay.
forbidden. وأن تجمعوا بين الأختين. The Quran says حرمت عليكم وأن تجمعوا بين الأختين.
Okay.
It's forbidden to have two sisters as wives at the same time. But two brothers marrying two sisters, yeah, that's fine.
That's completely fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Sheikhna. Just a quick reminder to the dear viewers at home. We are now roughly 5-10 minutes left of the episode. So make sure to send in your questions now before it is too late and you will have to wait till our next episode, which will be on Thursday at 7 p.m. So make sure, of course, to tune in for that episode. But more importantly, send in your questions now. To send in your questions, all you need to do is call in with the number shown below over here, 0203 515 0199, or send in your questions with the WhatsApp number over here, 0741 509 2155, or scan the QR code for a quick shortcut, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can send in your questions there. Sheikhna, carrying on with the questions from WhatsApp, can I make AI pictures of Ahlul Bayt?
As long it doesn't breach sanctity and insult them, that's fine. It's like drawing. It's fine, you can.
It's completely fine.
Yeah.
To use AI.
Yes.
Okay. And then from WhatsApp, can I go to Karbala if I have debts to pay?
If it's not due, sometimes they ask you to, it's a due, let's say this week or this month, then of course one should pay the debts to those who are, especially if you have the money, the means. And anyhow, if you can pay the debts and then go afterwards to the ziyarah and visit, that's fine. Otherwise, if it's a long-term debt, then you can go, that's fine.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, what is the Shia ruling on cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin? I believe we had this question before already, Sheikhna.
As I've said, there's a difference between my opinions. Some will say it's forbidden, some will say it's allowed. So again, it's under discussion and debate.
Understood. Thank you, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, is eating lobster halal?
No, it's forbidden. Again, these are not exempted from being permissible. Yes, we have the exception of prawns, which is allowed. Other than the prawns, the rest of these seafoods are not allowed, except, as I've said, the fish which has scales. So prawns and any fish that has scales. That's the ruling for it. That's the basis for it.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. From WhatsApp, I married someone in a temporary marriage, but forgot to set the dowry amount. Is the marriage still valid?
Yes, it's part of it. I mean, the dowry and the timing is part of it. You have to specify المدة المعلومة والمهر المعلوم. You have to specify that there's a set dowry and set time. So you have to mention them, or you have to have them in mind. Otherwise, it could cause some issues. According to some ulama, again, with the actual recitation of the aqd. So you have to be careful.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, can I pray my qada prayers before my wajib salah?
Yes, you can. But if it's the wajib salah, the adhan is called, of course, it's better to pray the obligatory prayers on time with the adhan time. And then afterwards you can pray your qada. Or before adhan, pray the qada. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, can I do a temporary marriage while I'm in a marriage, in a long-term marriage?
As I've said, marriage is a marriage in terms of marrying, as the Quran says, mathna, thulath, ruba'. multiple marriage is allowed, but as I've said, one should be wise. One should not ruin his first marriage, because that could cause issues with the first marriage. But anyhow, one should use common sense with this regard.
Of course. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, Sheikhna, I can't stop myself from self-pleasure. What should I do?
Remember the death, the moment of death, the qabr. Go to the graveyards, go to a Fatiha, and just imagine that you have just passed away, and you have to answer Allah Azza wa Jalla with this sinful act, and this major sin, of course.
Understood. And then just a couple questions remaining from WhatsApp. I was praying when a neighbor knocked on the door and I stopped mid-sajda to go answer the door. Do I repeat the sajda or do I repeat the whole salah?
If you cut the salah, then you have to repeat the salah again.
You have to repeat
and don't do it again, yeah.
Understood. And then from WhatsApp, I play piano in shul. Is that haram?
Try to avoid it, yes. Try to avoid
it completely.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then also for the final question, I was praying in the park. From WhatsApp, I was praying in the park and then a dog came up and licked my hands. Does that invalidate my wudu and my salah?
You have to make sure that there's no impurities when you pray. So you have to purify your hand and pray.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And thank you. Actually, no, we've just gotten one final question, Sheikhna. From YouTube, if someone takes their rightful share of inheritance and refuses to give their rights, example, two brothers, if asking for rightful inheritance causes tension, what can we do?
Go to the Ahkam SOS or his wakil and discuss the issue with him.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And thank you very much, Sheikhna, for answering all the questions today. Alhamdulillah, I managed to learn plenty and I hope the viewers at home as well. To our dear viewers at home, thank you very much for asking all those questions and for tuning in with us. If we did not manage to answer your questions, we do apologize. Please tune in on our next episode on Thursday at 7 p.m. and send in your questions there. And inshallah, the Sheikh will be here to answer your questions. We have now reached the end of the episode. But before you go, I would just like to tell you and let you know about several things. Down below, www.imamhussein3.tv/donate, which is where you can support the TV channel Imam Hussein TV 3 today. With your donations, you can help provide the TV channel and the different programs, the different shows that we do here with your donations, with different sets, with different things that we need here on the TV channel. Also down below, another link, www.ihtv.co/HQ, which is where you can support the Zainabiyya complex, which is a brand new building we are currently in the process of acquiring and building. And with your donations, with your help, with your donations, we can build it brick by brick. Your money will go directly to building it brick by brick, and inshallah we can provide for you all at home better content, better shows, better programs, and inshallah teach the world about the Ahlul Bayt alayhim assalam. Also down below at Imam Hussein TV 3, which is where you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. So please subscribe, please like, please follow all and watch all of our shows and episodes, and stay tuned for all future episodes for Ahkam SOS and all other Imam Hussein TV 3 shows. This has been Ahkam SOS. I have been your host, Sayyid Muthanna Al-Musawi, and inshallah we see you in the coming episodes. Ma'as-salam.
تقول الحمد لله والشكر إذا كان موجود. إذا كان موجود أبونا الحمد لله والشكر، لأن هو يقوم بواجبنا، هو يتحمل مسؤوليتنا، هو يتكفل عيشتنا. بس هسه الناس الخيرة وانتم ان شاء الله الله ما يقطع.
أنا اسمي حمود، أبويا ميت بشر وأنا أريد فلوس ومعاي
لا تبكي.
Brothers and sisters, this is the reality for many families here in Karbala. Every small contribution helps. Even a single pound can make a big difference. Together, we can build a brighter future for our community and continue to contribute to the everlasting message of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam.
السلام عليكم، اسمي رافع العايد، عمري 6 سنين. أنا مشتاقة لبابا. بابا مات كان عمري من نص صغيرة. أنا أريد بالعيد لعابي. اسمي العايدة ولا 4. أتمنى بابا يموت. بابا ميت. أحب للعيد أدي لعابي.
Sisters Rafal and Russell wanted those for their dua to come true. Thanks to your donations, we made that happen.
Let's